InfoWars founder Alex Jones has been busted. Yes, he's been caught trying to avoid paying what he owes to the families of Sandy Hook for, defaming them. So now Jones was ordered to pay these families who of the children who were murdered in the 2012 massacre at the Sandy Hook Elementary School hundreds of millions of dollars. In fact, even more. I think the total in damages and payments is like $1.5 billion. Damn. And that's after he falsely accused them of being crisis actors and even accused the children of literally not existing. Like, they're not real. You just made your children up. So it's all a plot to take our guns. Ridiculous. Horrifying, even. But Jones then has argued, since, by the way, these are all default judgments, he didn't even do discovery like he was supposed to, and then barely defended himself. And so, look, after all these losses and these judgments piled up, Jones has argued, well, I don't have money. So I don't have money. Well, now we know why. Turns out he's been funneling money everywhere else to avoid paying. According to an examination of financial records conducted by the Washington Post, Jones has been moving money around in a way that's designed to make it harder for families to collect. The paper reports as the potential for damages mounted, Jones began moving millions of dollars out of his company, free speech systems, and into companies controlled by himself, friends, or relatives. The transfers potentially put these funds out of reach of the Sandy Hook plaintiffs. Among other things, the Post found that Jones started paying his personal trainer $100,000 a week to help ship supplements and other merchandise, and that a company managed by Jones' sister, and we'll have more details on those, listed as a supplier or vendor, was paid $240,000 for services that we have no details on. But, look, it's it's totally above board. We're not trying to hide our money at all. Oh, no. It's for things that we owed. Now, the Post notes that these transactions tipped Jones' company Free Speech Systems into bankruptcy this summer, and that this could leave the Sandy Hook families going on what would be a wild goose chase, trying to pry compensation out of a lengthy list of creditors. Again, we've got details on who those creditors are, and you're not going to be surprised, of course, that one of the creditors is Jones. Now, one of the lawyers, Evie Moschenberg, an attorney representing Sandy Hook families, tells the Post that he believes Jones is moving money around in order to shield his wealth, deprive his client of money that is rightfully theirs. In the middle of this lawsuit, they started documenting debts that had no evidence of existing beforehand. Well, wait, I don't understand. Alex Jones, he would never make things up, especially when money is involved, right? Right? Well, I mean, if you think that,
you're full of shit.
Saying. Okay, but look, his entire career has been lying for profit endlessly. So now, that said, bankruptcy court, this will go to bankruptcy court, and they'll figure out, which creditors will be paid, how much, and also examining promissory notes to a company called PQPR Holdings. Now, PQPR Holdings is a company that Alex Jones owns with his parents and other, owns with his parents. Not only that, but the court is looking at these promissory notes and making sure that them and other transactions happen to be legitimate, which again, there is reasons for companies to move, money around, small businesses to move money around, and of course, family members to be working at small businesses. I get that, right? Now, that said, with all the very high profile, or the fact that this is a high profile case, or cases that have been ruled against Alex Jones, and that, the fact that he's, been so combative against the entire process during these different court cases, and then going on his show and talking about how, this is all a sham, this is all an attempt to shut him down, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, look, you got to take all that into account when looking at these weirdo transactions that clearly look as if he is trying to prevent the Sandy Hook families from getting any of this money. Now, attorneys for PQPR have argued in court that, we should be paid, the company that Alex Jones and his parents own, before any unsecured creditors. Unsecured creditors would include the Sandy Hook plaintiffs. Now, so let me just kind of break it down a little bit more simply. Lawyers for a company that Jones and his family own are saying that Jones owes himself, through free speech systems, at least $55 million, and that they should get that money first. So Alex Jones owes Alex Jones money, and is arguing that Alex Jones should get Alex Jones money first before the people who sued and won against Alex Jones. What? Oh, and by the way, oops, since Alex Jones owes Alex Jones money, Alex Jones doesn't have any money left because Alex Jones had to pay Alex Jones. So therefore, I'm bankrupt and I shouldn't have to pay anybody. Oh, I guess I'm bankrupt now. Yeah. Oh, I can't give you any money. What are they going to do with you? You can't get blood from a stone. You know what I'm saying? The New World Order, they can't get any more money out of me because I have all these companies that I own, that I, owe. Oh, okay. Right. Sure. Now, attorneys for the Sandy Hook family actually contended in another lawsuit filed back in April in Texas State Court. The PQPR is not an independent business, and that Jones is engaged in fraudulent transfers to shield his wealth, and have argued that in bankruptcy court that Jones began moving his money out of free speech systems only after he began to face legal setbacks in these defamation cases. So now the question is he going to be able to get away with his money? Well, that's an interesting question, one that I don't have the answer to, honestly. But he's certainly trying. Some other, transfers. February earlier this year, Jones transferred ownership of his Austin home, appraised at $2.8 million. There was his wife's name, according to county property records. He'd withdrawn $61.9 million from his own personal account, according to the same records. Personal trainer, more details on that. Patrick Riley in March created a logistics company, Blue Ascension Logistics, back in March, which hired nearly all of its employees from InfoWars and uses the same warehouse rent-free to fulfill supplement orders, which of course he made tons and tons of money off of. In fact, most of Jones' money actually came from these supplements, a lot of which is, ironically, yes, you got the Dick pills, Dick Force Plus, right? But mainly brain pills. Think about that for a second. Brain pill. Jones agreed to pay this, yes, I said personal trainer, $400,000 upfront and $105,000 per week. Per week, not per month, per week. Riley did not respond to voicemails seeking comment, testified only that he is the sole owner of the company that he just created in March to handle this very booming supplement industry that's been around for years. Suddenly now had to become a company and handle all that stuff. Yes. Right. At $400,000 a month. There's more. In May and June, Free Speech Systems also made 6 payments totaling $240,000 to a company managed by Jones' sister, Marley Jones Rivera. According to the bankruptcy records, the records do not specify who owns the company or the nature of his business. So, I mean, there's, again, 2 possibilities. Either they just didn't have any information available, and that happens, or they're not even trying to hide it. And not that well. Oh, yeah, there's, my sister, she owns the company, and, see, the company does things for us. Does a lot of very important things. Oh, what does it do? Well, it does things. I can't really, I'm not really getting into the details. Let me just say that it's very, very important and integral to our business. And that's why we had to pay them $240,000. Yeah. Yep. By the way, do you need some brain force? Get brain force plus. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Wow. So now, the bankruptcy judge in Texas, by the way, Christopher M. Lopez, is expected to determine whether Jones had indeed engaged in these fraudulent tactics designed to wall off his assets from creditors. If the court finds that he did, then the money that has been paid out or committed as debt could be divvied among the creditors, said Georgetown University law professor Adam J. Levitin, an expert in corporate bankruptcy. Levitin said that the most likely scenario may be that Free Speech Systems chooses to liquidate. Now that's interesting. Which means that Jones would forego the right to all of his films, brands, intellectual property, the InfoWars name included. He said there's nothing beyond a real Hail Mary route for him to avoid liability at this point. So now, look, forgive me if I'm wrong, because I'm not like hugely knowledgeable about bankruptcy law, as I am not a lawyer. But okay, so say he does liquidate, couldn't he just come back later on and be like, welcome to my new show, not InfoWars, but Knowledge Wars. Yep. Welcome back to Knowledge War. I'm your host, Alexander Jones. And let me tell you about the New World Order. I don't know if he's able to do that, honestly. But I wouldn't count him out in not only, trying to obviously revive his empire, but just to hide his money. I mean, I could see this guy going out and burying cash in the desert to avoid paying what he owes. I mean, he's that kind of person. But I do hope that, justice eventually prevails and these families do get what they're owed for, again, what was horrifying, horrible, defamation on the part of Alex Jones.